everybody. How's everyone doing today? My name is Lorina Quigley. I am the Mystic Medium. Lorina Q Mystic Medium. Kind of keep tweaking that a little bit, so I'm questioning myself. It's going to stay that way for a while. Oh, I got a cat visiting. This is Milo. He's trying to drink my coffee. And I have Peanut. Peanut's right behind me right there. Hi, Peanut. Anyways, today I'm going to do a video on clairsentience and about being an empath. Are you an empath? Clairsentience is one of the psychic abilities that you may have, that is where information comes in through your body, as in you feel it. Information comes in through your feeling channels, we're going to call it that. And so what happens when you are clairsentient is, well, what it means is you're a feeler. And I'm definitely a feeler. I always have been. My cat's going to try and get in on this again. So this can be a blessing and a curse. It can be extremely helpful if you're in situations that are dangerous, or that there's information coming into your body and you're feeling in your gut like, oh, this is not good. I need to do something about this. Now, all psychic abilities can be mixed in with other psychic abilities. Like you may be clairsentient, which is what we're talking about. So you feel something, but you also might get images of something at the same time, which means that you are a seer and a feeler. So you see information coming in psychically through your third eye, or you might and feeling information too. Now, what does that look like? Or what does that feel like? So you can actually feel other people's emotions. Have you ever walked into a room and it's like, oh, whoa, somebody, did I just walk into a couple of people fighting? Because, whoa, the energy in here is really intense. And maybe I should leave because it feels explosive to me emotionally. That is being clairsentient or being an empath. You may actually feel other people's pain. Now, this could be emotional pain, it could be physical pain, it could be any of these things. Yeah, and you might not understand what you're feeling. That's a big part of this. And then as far as mediumship and being a medium, what can happen is you feel when somebody has passed, they might communicate to you through feeling what happened to them when they passed. Now, it could be they passed in a car accident and you feel this huge impact coming into your chest, as in they got in an accident and they were in a car and they smashed into something and it hit their chest. Or, I'm trying to think of what other, or, and this has happened to me in a seance where you suddenly feel something being like you're hit on the back of the head, and somebody hit you with something on the back of the, hit them with something on the back of the head, which led to their death. And you can feel these things. So it takes, it can take patience and also some training so that you understand the information that's coming in, so that you're not overwhelmed by it. Because being an empath or clairsentient is you can be overwhelmed by other people's stuff. Like, for example, once I was, oh, a cat just walked by. and I tell this in class when I teach, and this is very classic clairsentient. Now, I lived in New York for 20 years, and I was on the subway. I'm doing, in the subway, I didn't have a seat. Train was crowded. I was, doing what they called strap hanging, which is I'm hanging onto a bar, so I don't fall over. And there are people right here underneath me, right here, sitting down. And I'm on my way to work, and everything's okay. I didn't have a bad day. I wasn't cranky or upset. I was just in an okay mood. I was fine before I got on that subway train. And at some point, I was starting to feel really, really depressed. Like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel so sad? Oh my God, something's wrong. And I'm thinking it's me. I'm thinking this is me. And then so I'm looking around going, what is wrong? And I look down, like sitting directly in front of me, and I'm overhanging by, just the circumstance of riding on the subway. I see this woman, and she looks gray. She looks totally gray. She looks very depressed and gray and depressed and sad. And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm feeling her stuff. I am feeling her stuff. This is not me. This is her. Now, this can happen quite easily when you're doing this kind of work, or even just every day. I used to be a hairdresser. I used to style hair, work with people all day long, and you feel their stuff. A lot of times you don't know it's not yours. It belongs to somebody else, but you just don't know. And there's a lot of people like this who are walking around in their lives, they're feeling other people's stuff. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that so that you don't feel everybody's stuff? And this is the dilemma of being an empath. Now, we all have empathic abilities to a certain degree, but some people it's like turned up super high, and some not so much. So what you can do, one of the easiest things to do when you start feeling a mood shift and you don't know where it's coming from, and something doesn't feel quite right, what you do is you just ask yourself, is this me or is this something else? And also telepathically, somebody might be sending you messages telepathically about something that is going on with them, like a close friend or a child or something. Can you please stop? My cat is scratching the post, which is right there. And he is really restless right now for some reason. Well, he did see a cat outside. That's part of it. Anyway, this is one of the things you can do. So you can start to differentiate between what's really going on here, because it can be difficult. And how do you make this not so prominent in your life is a really good question. Oh my God, he is really restless right now. Milo, hey. Yeah. He's playing with the curtains. Yeah, there was a cat outside a few minutes before we started doing this. Anyway, is it your stuff or is it someone else's stuff? One of the things you can do is actually, if you start doing psychic development classes or mediumship classes, you start to learn and differentiate what is yours and what is someone else's. And also through meditation or sitting in the power, which is a mediumship type of meditation, what you start learning is sitting quietly. You start learning who you are. So you have more knowledge of the self and who you are. And some people just don't take time to do that. If you take time to do that, you start learning more about who you are instead of responding and reacting to other people's stuff and recognize when that is coming in. Now with mediumship, oh wait, before I start there, also doing any kind of learning how to do energy healing, and any type that you're attracted to will help you feel energy. You don't have to be an energy healer or want to become an energy healer to learn how to do energy healing, because in the process of doing that work, you get better at differentiating, yes, between the energy around you, the energy fields, what is you and what is coming in. And you get a lot better at it. It can really help you. And any kind of martial art is really good for that too, because at the base of martial art is, and I'm not an expert in any way, but it helps you, again, feel energy and also intent behind someone, and your impulses and reactions can really sharpen about the best action to take when you're feeling energy coming at you. I was once at a bar many years ago. This was in the 80s. We were at a gay bar on the 2nd floor. It was really fun. This is a big dance club. Yes, they happened in Salt Lake City in the 80s. It was a really fun place. Anyway, I was with my friend John Law. This is my best friend. We were on the 2nd floor. The bar was here. We were kind of in a hallway. And I felt this energy coming towards us. And this was kind of a precog feeling. It's like, it was like this overwhelming feeling of energy coming towards me. And I knew in a flash that something was going to be happening. And so I stepped aside, and about, less than a minute later, probably 10 seconds, this huge fight broke out, and I could feel the energy of the fight and the two people fighting coming towards us, and things being like glasses being thrown and stuff coming in this direction. So because I moved, and John, because he was on this side of me, he moved also, but then because I moved, we completely avoided this energy being thrown at us and being part of the chaos that was going to be occurring in a second. That's kind of a precognitive, clairsentient thing happening there. So, and I didn't do this study at that time. That was just something that I was keenly aware of when it started coming towards us. This fight was going to be happening, and so I stepped aside. Anyway, that's empathy. That is clairsentience, like in the works, totally. And anyway, so it's just another way that information may come in. You are a feeler. So using these abilities, you can actually sit in your gut and ask yourself what kind of information is coming in, or using that ability to answer questions for yourself. Like, let's see, this class looks really fun. Should I do it? How does your gut feel? Do you get a yes? Yes? Does it feel positive? Does it feel open? Or is this the right thing for me to do? And you feel like a no, there's a shutdown or not a bad feeling coming in the gut. That is using your gut feelings, which is being an empath or having clairsentient abilities, and using them for what you do and how you step forward in your life. It's a really simple thing. Please try it. I actually took a test once using that. It was a test I studied for, but there were a few things I didn't know, so I just said, is it a yes or is it a no? Or is it A, B, C, or D? And I went with my gut all the way. I passed that test with flying colors. Anyway, just throwing that out there, that you can use this in your everyday life. You don't have to consider yourself a psychic or a medium, but use your empathic abilities in really positive ways that can help you. Because sometimes, we get confused and we're not sure how to step forward. Try it. Try it. It really works. Do I have anything else to say about clairsentience? And just another example of you may hear using your clairaudience and get the impressions, feelings about things too. And it's just another way that these abilities are tied in together. At some point, they all tie in together. Like you may see, feel, and hear, and smell somebody coming in the room. Coming in the room as a spirit, or doesn't have to be a spirit. It could actually be a real person, and you can feel their presence, and it's like, oh, no, that person is bad, stay away from them, or that person's really good. Or you may feel behind somebody's mask. People wear masks all the time. It's kind of how we get through life, by projecting who we want to be. But you can feel behind somebody's words and see if you can feel what they're really saying instead of just what they're projecting to you. Just another way to use that ability. Yeah, that's really important. Anyway, it's pretty cool to be able to do this kind of work. Please try some of these things I talked about. Oh, one more thing that you can also imagine, if you feel too overwhelmed by some of these energies that are coming in, you can imagine a mirror in front of you. This is a mirror technique. So you imagine a mirror in front of you, but the mirror is facing out, going in that direction. And imagine that mirror in front of you, or wherever that person is, might be behind you, to the side. Imagine that energy is hitting the mirror and then projecting back to the person so that you're not getting hit with that energy. And you can also, and that's the simplest form of it, you can also imagine a big giant egg around you, like a big giant silver egg that has a reflective surface going out. So the same thing. Imagine, and you can use gold too, but it's reflective on the outside so that whatever is being the energy that's coming towards you bounces off and it goes back out. And you just imagine it. It's using your imagination, and it does work. This really, really works. Please try it. You can actually use that when you go to sleep at night. If you feel like you're too sensitive to your environment, imagine just a big giant egg around you. You can imagine it whatever color that works best for you. White and gold are really good, or silver, white, gold, and silver, you can combine them. But put that around you and think of it as a protective and reflective surface that things can't come through, and everything that might be coming towards you is bombarding you. Imagine it hitting that surface and going back out so that you have peace. You find peace within yourself. Anyway, and again, one of the most important things that you can do with this is to meditate. To meditate so that one of the biggest parts of this is sitting in silence, sitting in meditation, so that you know who you are. You're very familiar with your energy, and at some point you become more familiar with your unconscious energy. Start processing that so that when energy does come in that it seems foreign, you can investigate it and go, wow, wait a minute, is that me or is that someone else? And they do this as a technique. Becoming a really good medium is sitting in the power or meditating, very similar, where you just sit and feel, see, but it's a feeling process, getting to know who you are so that at some point you know the difference when a spirit comes in, and you can feel it, but this takes some practice. People don't have a lot of patience these days. to do things like this, but it's really, really important. So try and do that. It really does help, I promise. And you'll become more calm and you'll trust information that's coming into you. This is really important. You will start trusting the information that is coming into you because you know who you are and feel really solid in that. Anyway, let me know how you feel about all these things. Are you an empath? I am. Yeah, I am big time. Always have been. I grew up with siblings who had cystic fibrosis who were going to die at some point, and they did. So, and then my parents were terrible, terrible communicators. So I became a feeler. So I could feel what was going on because nobody was really communicating anything. There was a lot of turmoil like quiet turmoil underneath. So in order to understand and even perhaps protect myself, I became a feeler. So a lot of people who are deep feelers sometimes have been through some very dramatic things in their lives, and part of it is protection, so that they can understand what's really going on. Yeah. But then sometimes you have so much trauma then that you can't feel because it shuts that down. There's, it could go either way. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, please try these things. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you're a feeler. Let me know if you're an empath. That's it. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.